Hey everybody, thanks for checking us out here on the Foosh. Today we're going to be taking a quick look at the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Funko Game of Thrones Legacy glow-in-the-dark White Walker figure. Whew, that was a mouthful. So this is the Comic-Con exclusive White Walker that has a glow-in-the-dark paint job. And it's the exact same sculpt as the regular retail White Walker, as we can see here. Here's the two of them together, and this is a rare instance where they're both actually standing up, not falling down. I have the worst time trying to keep this figure standing, at least this one, my original one, that came from Barnes & Noble. He's a champion shelf diver. Now, one thing I noticed about them, I mean, aside from the paint job, the obvious difference in the paint job, they are the same figure, but their knees, I'm not sure which one is correctly assembled, but they're upside down. His knees are the same knees as these, but they're upside down, which is a little strange. And he actually has an easier time standing, so I'm not sure if he was assembled correctly and he wasn't. But, I mean, that's just something to look for on your figure. I have two of these guys. One of them is still boxed. And when comparing them, the knees are exactly the same on him. So I'm not sure if this one was maybe incorrectly assembled, but so far that's the only real difference I've noticed in them. Both figures still have the joints that are made out of clear plastic. In fact, some of the paint has already rubbed off my glow-in-the-dark White Walker. Let's see if I can get a close-up on that. There we go. Yeah, you can see pretty clearly the clear joint there. The paint just kind of flaked off the first time I moved him. So that's something to be aware of too. The paint really doesn't want to stay on the joints very well. That goes for the ankle and the elbows. They all flaked off pretty badly. But other than that, I mean, I like having two distinct versions of this figure. I had considered army building this guy at first when he first came out, but I'm glad I held off on that because I think 2 is a good number for me, and I like having the two different versions here. This one just looks like he just spent more time in a deep freeze than this guy, even though I do like them both. Now, he is a glow-in-the-dark figure, and the glowing effect actually works pretty well. He looks really creepy when he's glowing, but it's a subtle glow. And I took some still photos of it, and in order for the glow to show up, it had to be a really long exposure. So I'm pretty sure the glow is not going to show up if I try to film it, unfortunately. If you want to see what the glow looks like, you'll have to go back to the main article and look at the still photos. I mean, we'll try it. We'll try an experiment here, but I'm really not expecting the glow to show up because I don't exactly have a Stanley Kubrick camera with a NASA lens here. But you know what? Just for giggles, we're going to try to see if the glow works. So I'm going to kill the lights, and let's see if I can get the glow to show up. I'm not crossing my fingers because I fully don't expect this to work, but here we go. And, well, barely. It's barely showing up here. Let's see if I can adjust a couple other things. Nope, the camera's really struggling to find anything to latch onto. So I'm turning the lights back on. This is probably going to be... there's everything back in focus again. But yeah, so not a lot of luck filming the glow. So you'll have to take my word for it and refer back to the still photos that the glow actually does work well. It's just, it's very subtle. Well, not even very subtle, but too subtle for this camera to capture. Unfortunately, maybe someday I'll invest in, I'll get a camera that's capable of picking up such an effect, but until that day comes, this is what I got. So let's get a look at this guy from all angles here. And he did come out pretty well. Some good paint detail on his hair and on his garments. His weapon looks to be identical to the previously released one, right down to the clear, icy looking blade at the end of the staff. Not bad. And let's see if I can get a close-up on his face. He still has those creepy, icy blue eyes that the original version had. There we go. And yeah, you can still sort of see it. It's a nicely done head sculpt with just this dead, vacant stare. This guy is one of my favorite things. Let's see if I can get some better light on there. Yeah, now you can see it. He's been one of my favorite parts of the TV series, just because he just looks so creepy. And the figure does a pretty good job. Both versions of the figure do a pretty good job of capturing that creep. Fortunately, nothing broke on this guy. The reason why I have two of these is because I bought one as kind of like an insurance guarantee, just in case the first one I opened broke. And this one, I had no problems with breakage. Everything moves as it should. I can demonstrate that here, but watch, something's going to break, because that's usually how this goes. But yeah, all the joints move freely as they're supposed to. I had to take the hairdryer to, fortunately that's not a breakage, it's just a loose ankle. I had to take the hairdryer to his ankles because they were kind of frozen in place. Frozen, haha, no pun intended. But kind of locked in place, and I couldn't get them to stand. And that's the problem I'm having right now. But maybe I did too good a job at loosening them up. Oh, great, now he really won't stand. There we go. But yeah, no serious breakage. I was one of those poor souls that bought the entire first wave from Barnes & Noble like the day they hit, and every single one of my figures broke. So I had to get replacements for all of them. But no major issues with this guy. I do wish the paint hadn't flaked off the elbows so badly. This one, the original figure, the paint did not flake off so badly, so maybe it's something in the glow-in-the-dark paint that's causing it to not adhere to the clear plastic as well. But otherwise, sculpt-wise and everything else, they're the same figure. So, that is the 2014 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive glow-in-the-dark White Walker. Again, if you actually want to see the glow-in-the-dark effect, please refer back to the article and look at the still photographs. Okay? Until next time, thanks for checking us out here on the Foosh, and I will see you next time.